If you're considering majoring in computer science or going to a boot camp in order to switch careers into software engineering, I'm going to be upfront with you. I think that's a great idea. But there are some things I think people need to know before they enter the tech market. It'll only take 5 minutes. Let's get into them. FANG is not the rule. There's this image a lot of people have of software jobs. Free food, free booze, ping pong, and scooters. The California-style tech companies exist, obviously, and there are a lot of them out there. But not all companies are created equal, and not all tech companies are like California-style tech companies. In fact, most of them aren't. A lot of software jobs are working at a company that might not have anything to do with tech. They just have a tech department. There's always a possibility you end up working in a cubicle paying a premium for each cup of coffee you drink. Your office space might not have a slide or go-karts. It might look like it's straight out of The Office, just a lot more boring. Before you decide to go into tech, be okay with this. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you end up at a company like this, as long as you like what you're doing. Or you can use this as motivation to grind leak code and get into that big end company. If you need resources to learn leak code, check out Nick White or Kevin Naughton Jr. Great guys. Your code doesn't matter. Let's say you have a hard-on for leak code and you get that FANG job. There's a good chance for at least a couple of years you won't be able to make a significant impact at your company. Your code might never see an end user, but that's FANG. There's many great companies out there you can make a huge impact at, even as an intern, and they're still in the big end. If you really want that FANG job and you get in there, just be aware that for a while you might not be able to make an impact. That might not be important to you. You might just want the money and the stock options and the respect of your peers. That's fine. But if having your code make a difference is really important to you, maybe FANG isn't the way. Coding requires constant study. Technical interviews. I hate them, you hate them, but we all gotta do them. I already have my problems with coding interviews. I think Ben Awad did a great job describing this in his video. I'll link it down below. But essentially, coding interviews have nothing to do with what you actually do at your job, and they're a lot of work to prepare for. But that's part of life. Interns gotta do that. They gotta prove themselves. They gotta separate themselves. Here's my gripe. If you spend 2 years working as a software engineer and everyone likes you and you do good work, you still need to know your data structures and algorithms. Not just know them, you need to be able to recreate them, which is something you never do in the industry. If you're anything like me, you forget things after like 10 seconds. If you're anything like me, you forget stuff after 10 seconds. Being in software engineering is like being in school forever. You never get to quit studying, unless you find a company you really like and you want to stay there. This sounds a little bit cheesy, but the only reason you should become a software engineer is if you like programming. It's one of those things that honestly is really painful to do if you don't like it. And if you're spending your whole life doing something you don't like, you're just not going to be happy. Or, I guess if you want to make a lot of money and have an excellent work life, then also go into it. I really just wanted to say these things to people that are considering going into software engineering before they actually go into it. A lot of people end up getting disillusioned when they can't get into FANG. And if you can't get into FANG, don't worry, keep grinding, you will get there if you keep trying. These things don't happen overnight. And as a little disclaimer, don't just listen to me. What do I know? I'm a student and an intern. I know many people that didn't like programming and went into it just to make money and they're doing fine. They have other things that they do for fun on the side. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this short. If you haven't seen my last 2 skits, go check them out. I think they're pretty funny. Peace. Oh, also one more thing. If you don't know Nick White, Kevin Naughton, and Trent Black, I'm sure you already know them, keep an eye on their channels. I'm gonna be collabing with them soon, so you'll probably see me in a few videos. Okay, actually now, peace.